Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been the longest since I've said that, hasn't it? Hasn't it? It has. It has. How have you guys been? That's good. I've actually been very terrible. It's giving very much so I was about to kill myself. Right. And I actually wanted to do a story time on that one time I took that job I was not supposed to. Remember that video that I did and I was like, oh, that was the worst job I've ever had. Actually, I didn't think I could top it. The job had been topped. And so today I want to tell you guys about the story time of when I worked in a family company. Welcome to the real version of hell. Hope this helps. And I'm also gonna let you guys in on some tips as I go on this story time as to like a job that you should never take in your life. Bombo bloody clat. So it's a bright sunny day. I'm a graduate. I just graduated with my master's in law. Could you ever? You could never. Just graduated with my master's in law. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm a foreigner. I need to bag a job. Not only do I need to bag a job, I need to bag a job that's going to give me a permit. 3 things. Keep up class. So I graduate. I start panic en masse applying for jobs, and I'm looking left, I'm looking right, I'm looking left, I'm looking right. I'm thinking, right, where am I gonna get a job? Quickly I get an email after 2 weeks, which honestly felt like a year of applications, and nobody's saying anything. I get an email from the school, and the school is like, hey girl, we are employability services and this company is looking for people to work. I'm like, period, say less, I apply. You guys explain to me for 20 marks, red flag number 1. We're going to be talking about 2 job places, by the way. These are 2 job places, but I want for the main coco de matter is the second job, but we have to go through the story time, right? Well, I was saying red flag number 1. I apply for the job. The job applies back to me. How can I send you an application? I say, hey, I really want to work for you. You respond to me, bomboclat. You tell me I need to make a video of myself explaining to yourself why I deserve this job. You know, guys, one thing about a workplace, like one thing about job experience and work experience and looking for a job, it's a humiliation ritual. I am humiliated. I don't want to do this. You're making me do this. You want me to beg you for a job? It gets to the point, I mean. Anyway, I sit up on my job and I'm there like, hi, my name is Paige. I'm so enthusiastic to be working. I want this job. I need this job. And I have to make up a bunch of nonsense about why I want this job outside reasons other than money. Because that's class, HR. Also, HR, you people like who are working in HR need to be very dead ass right now. You need to be so dead ass. Because you and I know this is just a job. Like, why do you want me to write to you about how I would literally slit my veins and bleed for this job? Like, stop the cap. This is a 9 to 5. It's a 9 to 5. We need to stop the jokes. But anyway, that was the first red flag in the first job. That was when I was like, maybe this job is not for me. But because I was so like desperate to find that job and get a permit, etc., I sent in the video. They respond to me within 24 hours, 24 bomboclat hours. That this is all just a red flag. Like, the interview process of this whole thing is the first red flag. The unprofessionalism of it all. This is the first job, right? I get an interview date for the next day, bomboclat. I go for the interview. I'm sitting there. They're asking me, why do you want to work in finance? I need this job. Stop the questions. Like, be very serious right now. And they're like, why do you want to work in finance? I'm like, because I just feel like I really want to help the people. And I get the job. They're like, can you start tomorrow? I'm like, that I can't start tomorrow. I need a week to at least get my affairs in order. Like, I needed to shop. I needed to get my stuff together. So they're like, okay, fine, no problem. So that's step number 1. Like, please, if you are going to interview for a job, kindly do not allow yourself to be taken. I know there's those jobs where you have to interview and you've given your CV, and then they reroute you to a website and ask you to please put your details again. Don't apply. If they ask you to send a video of yourself doing up YouTuber for a job, do not apply. If they give you an interview for that job within a day, do not apply. If they give you the job and the interview all within 24 hours, don't take that job. Do not take that job. Anyways, because I'm young, I don't understand all these things. I'm just thinking, oh, it's God who is on caring for me. God is opening these doors for me. So I take the job. Bomb clat. And also kindly be Googling the jobs that you take. This was the second red flag. I go in, I sign a contract for 8:30 to 5. Tell me why by the end of this whole debacle, I will be working the hours of 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16. Yeah, yes, sir. I was working an 11-hour shift. Mind you, I've graduated masters, so I should know better that this doesn't make sense. And when I brought it up, anyway, we are rushing. So I report to work, day one of work, bombokla, everything is fantastic, everything is great. They start explaining the job. Tell me why the hell they started telling me about how I need to keep my KPIs up. The first thing I see when I get into the office, we all sit down and it's like a team meeting. And basically the team meeting, they're just tearing everyone down. They're just like, oh, so-and-so, you didn't do, like, Brian, you didn't get your targets for yesterday. What were you doing? Why is this not up? This is going to be a problem. I'm thinking to myself, God damn, what is the target? What are we doing? Kumbe, it's a call center. I would say the name of the company, but I don't want you guys to be able to access that company. But kindly just keep in mind, Google the name of the company, because day one, I still not Googled. So I don't really know what these guys are up to, what these guys are doing, etc., etc. So may have just gone there and I'm hearing people being shit talked on the first day of the first morning. Like, I'm like, oh my God. So after this whole shit talking now, I'm just like, okay, I need to get my game up. I need to keep my stuff up. I need to do well. So now I decided, I'm going to go and Google what this company does. That's how, gang, I found out that this company, gang, it don't make no sense. It was like name of the company scammers, name of the company crooks. There was even a point where I saw a picture of our CEO. Literally, people had drawn horns on him, and they were like, oh, this company is a scam company. If you work here, it's actually harmed my CV working here. Mind you, my first day on the job. So that's the second thing. Please learn to Google the companies that you're going to work for. Please don't be on day number one. You're wondering what's going on here. What does this company do, etc., etc. Don't think you're gonna wing it. You're not gonna wing it. They will wing you. They'll take off with you. Right. So anyway, I now decide I'm already here. I need this permit. I need this job. So I'm like, I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna see it through. So they start trading me as to how to basically call people. What I didn't know is if you work at a call center, that you are the one calling people and people are not calling you, you have a problem on your hands. You have a problem on your hands, brother. Because what happens when someone calls you and you don't want to be called and they keep calling you? I'm going to flat out outline it. Basically what was happening is, like, these people would invest with us, etc., etc. Like, it's finance, so they give you their money, etc., etc. And then your job is now to call them, to inform them their performance of their thing. Even the light has decided to leave the group chat because they're like, red flags. Have you ever called somebody and they shake out the phone pissed as a mother heller that you're calling them? I'll never forget one day I called somebody and I was like, hi, this is Paige. I'm calling from name of the company. The second this person had that company name, Bomboclat. They were like, fuck you. I told you guys to stop calling me. I'm like, you don't have to be rude, sir. I can just basically call. I can get off the call, etc., etc. He was like, you're gonna stay on this call because you deserve the abuse because you decided to work for a shit company. That was the day I was like, right, this is employment. So anyway, by the point I'm basically being cursed at and everything, obviously my mind is now like, even though I need this permit, bro, this shit is getting out of hand. It gets to a point, I'm reporting to work at 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. When I'm telling them I signed a contract for 8 to 5, they're like, no, you did not sign a contract. Yeah, you signed a contract for 8 to 5, but if you don't want to do 6 to 5 p.m., you can walk. I'm not being paid for overtime. I'm basically doing all this because I just want to have a job, right? So on top of all that, I'm still being abused by clients, and still you're gonna sit in. One time our CEO literally came in and we had some new recruits who had joined. Tell me why the hell our CEO did not say verbatim. He was like, why are the recruits this year so hard to look at? What? Gang. The recruits were literally like, this is fucking clever. Yes, it was about you. So please, like, learn to, and also, this is also another lesson. If you enter a job on the first day, do not wait until you're confirmed. And I know this is like such a privileged perspective, etc., but take it from someone who, my life was on the line, I needed a permit, etc. Had I left at that point in time, because I know the first day I joined, my boyfriend joined with me, and we were in the same whole scenario of we need permits, we need this, we need that. He left that first day. After day one, he was like, I know this kind of jobs, I'm not going to be good at it. At all these call center vibes of calling and trying to get someone to invest, I'm not going to be good at it. It's a Ponzi scheme and I'm not doing it. And so he left and I stayed on. Please, 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 especially if you're younger and you're watching this, on the first day of a job, babe, it doesn't, if you sense the red flags, it's not getting better. I promise you, pinky promise, I swear, it's not getting better. What you saw on that first day is what you get. You can talk to your colleagues and ask them what's going on, how far is it, what's good, what's not good. But you in your heart of heart know this doesn't make any sense. So please don't stick it out at ECG, you're thugging it out. There's nobody who's going to be thugging with you. Uta thug peke yako, you'll thug by yourself and then you're going to live there with mental breaks. Now, remember how I told you guys that there were new recruits that joined? Yes, sir. Come to the front. So turns out those new recruits, there were also foreigners, and me, I was here and I was black. Right, Rachel. Tell me why the hell one of those recruits did not resign and he left his last payslip on the table and it did not say 60K. 60K anywhere that you're from, if you don't have an inflation country, anywhere that you're from, 60K is stupid bonkers money. We were doing the same job and I was overperforming because that's the kind of person I am. Me and him are not even on the same level of performance. And I was making 30K. And he was making 60K. I almost lost my mind. I almost lost my mind. I sat with that pay slip and I was like, how come? And for context, they were also being paid for an additional 10,000 as a housing fee allowance. So basically his salary is 70K, right? So me, I'm now sitting there thinking, why the hell am I? And this is someone who's still coming in 8 to 5. I'm coming in 6 to 5. I'm sitting there wondering, gang, class, come to order. Why am I doing up my biggest one and this guy's still gonna make 60K? Sometimes you have to give yourself some self-respect because of a permit, and mind you, they're still applying for him permit, etc. So now at this point my mental health is in the gutter, right? They're constantly on your ass for KPIs on top of constant, and if you don't get your KPI, they basically berate you in the morning meeting and berate you on the group chat. And on top of that, you now have come to find out you're also going to be doing 6 to 5. And also on top of that, come to find out the biggest one, you're making the least amount of money out of 25 recruits. Only 8 of you who are from the country, like the domicile country that everyone has been brought to, are actually making 30K. And it turns out more than half of those, like the half of the people making the least money are black. So it's racism. This is basically racism. So I now decide I'm going to resign. I'm done. So I do my biggest one and I'm like, if you don't give me 60K, I'm going to resign. And I knew I could do this because I was one of the top performers. And by this point, I already had my permits. So I'm like, why do I need to keep on doing my biggest one for these people who don't give a damn about me? So they're like, oh no, we'll keep you. We'll add your salary. They added the salary to 60K. My babe, tell me why less than a month after adding my salary, they promoted the people that I had trained to become my managers. And so now we're making 80K and I'm making 60K. That day, I wasn't even in the office, you guys. I literally just sat in my house. And I feel like the cognitive dissonance, and maybe this is so like privileged to say, but like the cognitive dissonance of going through a meritocracy all your life, like believing that if you work hard at what you want, you're going to be able to succeed in life. It dawned on me that day that no matter how educated I was or how educated I am, racism and all these social politics in the workplace will always take precedence towards to all of that. And that was the day I resigned, gang. I'm like, I have to resign because even the people that they've promoted are messaging me on Teams because I'm at home at this point. I hope I can rely on you for help. I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, oh, you didn't hear? I've been promoted. Me, so. Everyone on my team had been literally promoted to like manager, senior manager. I was the only one. Like I was still at level 1. And I was like, gang, I'm going to resign. So I literally had my breakfast, did everything. And this, mind you, this point I'm sick and it's like Friday. So Saturday, Sunday, I go in on Monday and I just resign. And the CEO, the one who they're doing with devil horns, who knew what the hell he was doing, is trying to text me on some, like the expectation, I think also that Africans, this is also something I've learned, please, for like the younger people. When you enter a place and you realize that there is double standards, especially for like if you are working with foreigners and you realize there's an expectations on Africans to, I don't know, overperform or triple perform more than everyone, kindly resign. It ain't worth it, gang. It's not worth it. It only gets worse. You're expected to bend over backwards when everybody else is not even expected to bend. You see how that light knows the timing. And I promise you guys, look at me. Imagine I'm not holding anything. That's just how the light understands my pain. When you notice that is the situation you're in, that is the fourth red flag. Kindly do what? A word is enough for the wise. Resign. Because one thing about me, if I enter a place ever again in my life and I feel like as a black person things are not equal, as a black person I'm expected to overperform, as a black person I'm expected to show up in ways that everybody else is not expected to show up, I will be resigning. Also, the stuff of training somebody else, if I am not training the person to take over, I'm only training them if I've been promised a managerial position and I'm training them to take over my position. I will not be training people if that is not the case. I will not be training a new manager. I will not be doing that. If you want to hire someone, and companies do this a lot, you want to hire someone, hire them and find somebody else to do it, because I'm not training somebody to be my manager and then continue to hold their hand as my manager. BFFR. And so now we come to the crux of the matter. After my resignation,